Good morning. It's Jean from Luxe2.0. I'm in my PJs, so I'm not going to be on camera today, but I am working on cleaning the interiors of two Speedy 30 bags. One is the DA with the cream interior, and the other is a classic monogram with the brown textile interior. I see a lot of videos of people asking how to clean the inside. There's a lot of ways. Everybody has a different method, but this is basically what I use, and it's not really a big secret. It's more of a lot of elbow work, a lot of grease, as they say. So you just have to work at it and take your time. It's just labor intensive. Okay, so this one I've already worked on. It's wet. One of the first things I like to do, wait, let me show you on this. Just because I'm a little bit messy when I work, I get some blue painter's tape and cover all the vachetta because I don't want these chemicals getting on the vachetta and affecting them. So that's one of the first things I do. I also I have a little handheld vacuum, and I vacuum out any little dust particles or dirt that's hanging around in these crevices, get it nice and clean. After that, the things that I use depend on what I'm doing, but more or less, I depend on this LA's Totally Awesome, which you can get at the dollar store. It's $1. It comes concentrated. So I actually buy 2 bottles, and then I use just 1 spray bottle and I dilute it per the instructions, but it's basically, you'll see, it's like 1 cap per whatever units of water. And then I just always have it on hand. For stubborn spots, I like to use an OxyClean or one of those stain treatment things. It could be whatever you have on hand, but this is just the one I happen to be using right now. And another alternative is tried and true is the Blue Dawn. I sometimes take a little bowl, put some water in it, swish it around and use that. So that's my basic prep. I use a nail brush or a toothbrush or whatever kind of brush I have laying around. Typically for, let's just say this isn't very bad. Okay, there's just some, light stains and whatnot here. So and also when I inverted these bags, I have them stuffed to keep them shaped while I'm doing this. It's just a preference for me. And I just go ahead and get it wet. And then I go ahead and I like to use it on my toothbrush to kind of control where I'm putting it. And then I just start working. And this is just kind of the part where it takes a while. You just keep working and working and working and working. And I like to use a microfiber towel that's clean or any old t-shirt, whatever you have, and just kind of wipe it down. And one thing I like to point out, you got to do all of the fabric, because if you just let this dry, you'll probably have a water line. So even if this isn't that dirty, I still make sure the whole fabric part is wet. So when it dries consistently. One other thing I get asked about is ink marks. And unfortunately, I've tried probably 5 or 6 products that were made for removing ink, and I haven't been able to do it. I've been able to lessen them. Some people will say use hairspray. I have used just plain alcohol, and how I do that is I take a clean cotton pad, put the alcohol on, but you have to be very careful because if you have too much alcohol, it's going to dissipate the stain. So then your tiny little ink stain is going to look like that. So maybe a Q-tip, you just take a Q-tip and gently dab it and repeat and repeat and repeat with a clean cotton swab or cotton or whatever you're using. You just have to go light and slow and repeat a million times. I haven't been able to get them 100% out, but I've been able to greatly lighten them repeating that process. I've been asked about putting bags in the washing machine, and while I wouldn't say do it as your first method, but I've had bags that are so bad, like stink-wise, that I couldn't remove it doing this because I tried this first, and there was no way I was going to be able to sell it being as disgusting as it was. So I invert them like this. It was a Neverfull in this case. I condition the vachetta first. I invert it. I vacuum it out, make sure there's no particles or dust in there. Put it in a pillowcase, tie it real tight, and now only do it on a front loader. That's it. If you do it in one that has an agitator, it will destroy your bag. But I did it on my front loader. I put it in. I did it on a very gentle cycle with a little bit of woolite, and it came out great. The vachetta was intact. I had no problems. It cleaned out the stains very well. It lessened the odor. I had no problems with it. You know, I've heard a lot of people say, don't do it, don't do it. Well, I've done it and I can tell you it does work. So that's it for me. If you have any questions, let me know. Please click subscribe and like my video. I appreciate your time and have a wonderful day.